Okay, sir.
Yeah, is it shared on YouTube? Is it shared? Yeah, it is.
యూట్యూబ్ లో కూడా వస్తుంది సార్.
Okay, fine. Okay, good morning, friends. Today we are going to master class 8 on consumer behavior and market research. In the earlier session, we have stopped somewhere. So let's have a look at how important is consumer research. So we have a small case study here to understand the practical aspects of consumer research. How important is consumer research? So this is the case of Starbucks. You know, it's leading coffee chains globally. So Starbucks, one of the world's leading coffee chains, use consumer research to understand consumer preferences and improve its offerings. It's a global brand, you know that. Now, how do the Starbucks use this consumer research? What is their methodology? Their methods include one, customer feedback surveys, meaning that the Starbucks collects feedback through surveys and loyalty programs. They conduct some different loyalty programs and again observe the opinions of consumers and also social media interactions like that Facebook, Instagram, and all that social media interactions. Also, through that, they collect customer feedbacks. So, for example, customers frequently requested daily dairy free alternatives in the surveys. Please note, very important point here I'm mentioning how customer preferences will be recognized and will be taken in. Here, the example to customer surveys, the customers of Starbucks requested dairy free alternatives. That means no milk. How do they handle? We shall come to that just now. The customers were requesting daily free alternatives in the service. That's one. We keep it that. Second is they also collect data from mobile app. They have mobile app and mobile app data will also be tracked. That means the Starbucks mobile app tracks the purchase history, how many number of times people are interested to, go and take Starbucks, and what are their favorite drinks, what are their ordering patterns, how often they order, what are the timings they order, all these things. And when they are using mobile app data tracking, data showed a growing demand for plant-based beverages. Mind it, plant-based. It's not again milk. It is plant-based. But they prefer plant-based beverages. That means you have to have only plant seeds and to be used in beverages. The second important point, please note. First one they said dairy-free alternatives. Second one, they said through mobile app data tracking, they said plant based beverages. The third important methodology that they use is observational studies on store layout. That means the Starbucks being stored in a store, they have their own preferred stores. And Starbucks observes consumer movement and behavior in stores to optimize layout and improve service speed. That means the customers having entered into Starbucks store might be having some difficulties. Example here is stores were redesigned to reduce wait times and enhance customer experiences, meaning that they could observe that there are a lot of wait times. For example, if you want to order a cup of coffee, or if you want to make out on a percolator that is there given here, or it's difficult for them because there are a lot of queues and all that, and The problem floated up is there are a lot of wait times, and in order to enhance customer experiences on a store layout, they wanted to change the store layout. See, stores were redesigned to reduce wait times and enhance the customer experiences. See this very interesting aspect, how you are going to study the consumer preference pattern, consumer behavior. We said first one is customer feedback surveys, second one is mobile app data tracking, and third is observational studies on the store layout minded physically. So what are the key insights when they study this? Yes, through this research, Starbucks realized that many consumers wanted more dairy free options. No milk, please note, no milk in the coffee. So, dairy free options due to dietary preferences and lactose intolerance. Because lactose is a thing that is there in milk, and lactose intolerance. They are not interested in lactose. They're intolerant towards lactose. Component there, so they prefer dairy free product. That's one. So then, after that, what is the action taken based on the recommendations by the customers? That is very important, isn't it? Why we study customer behavior, their patterns, preference patterns, behavior modes, and all. We need to take action because customers won't accept if you don't take action as such. Because they on tracking their preference patterns through mobile apps or whatever you call it, through observational studies and all, they said something. Is it not the responsibility of the company to take action on that? Yes, of course. Then see what action they have taken. One, they introduced oat milk and almond milk as alternatives. See here, oat and almonds are plant based. They're not dairy based. No milk from cow, buffalo. No, oat milk and almond milk as alternatives. Number one. Second, they adjusted marketing strategies to promote plant based options. All the marketing strategies have altered just to promote plant based. That means they aggressively gone in for advertising about their Starbucks coffee. This is plant based milk, not animal based milk. So this resulted in a significant increase in sales and customer satisfaction. Absolutely, because you are giving what customer asks. But then how do you know what customer asks? Here is the case of importance of study of consumer behavior. So this case highlights how data driven decisions help businesses, very important, to stay ahead consumer trends and improve product offerings. Very, very important, because unless you know something, and based on the data that you got it through surveys or whatever methods, and you can absolutely link your products based on consumer preferences, link the products to customer preferences as such. That's something very interesting. So, in conclusion, what we can say here is why consumer research matters here. I repeat, it's very essential to stay competitive in the market. It helps businesses to stay competitive because see, all other competitors also do the same thing. But if you just examine how the things are happening in and around, and whether customers are accepting or not, and what are their preferences, how the trends, consumer preference trends changing and all. So this kind of approach helps businesses to stay competitive. For example, here Amazon continuously studies shopping behaviors. That is why they optimize their pricing, delivery, product offerings. They announce certain important dates and seasons for discounts and all. How do they know all these things, and how do they capture customer preferences? Yes, they study in order to help themselves to stay competitive and competitive with the competitors. The second important aspect here is it enables customer satisfaction and brand loyalty. You're not supposed to lose your brand for competitors. No, you can earn brand loyalty. It enables, because if you can do for research, customer research, I mean customer behavior analysis, yes, by understanding what customers want, yes, businesses can enhance customer experience adequately and leading to repeat purchases. That's why we have brand loyalty. Customers repeatedly buying the products. When it happens, if you can cater to their needs, they ask something and you supply something else, then it's gone. And your product is a competitive football, and the competitor's product will be taken over, will be bought by the customers as such. For example, here Apple builds a strong brand loyalty by incorporating users' feedback in iPhone design updates. Continuously, they study how to upload, how to improve their phone features, iPhone features. So this is all possible because it's very important for you to stay updated and stay to customer preference pattern. And one more advantage here is it supports data driven decision making. See, you don't want to play a blind game in a market, mind it. When you're spending so much of money on manufacturing a product and delivering it, are you not interested to know what's happening to your product in the market? The answer is very definitely yes. So you have to collect data. So real consumer insights can be captured through behavior. I mean, a study of consumer behavior. Don't go for guesswork, go for empirical finding. It happens only through study, whether it can be a secondary database or primary database. We come to that little later, market research. So this ensures every decision is data based. No thinking in air. No. It's very important for you to stay focused. So you need to examine in detail what customer wants and what competitors are offering, what we can offer, more we can offer in order to capture more product demand for us. So, for example, Netflix analyzes viewing history to recommend content and produce hit shows, keeping users engaged. Because how do they know what type of shows they can put in, and what type of movies that they can recommend, so that people will be subscribing to Netflix. So that's very interesting. Second is Nike's consumer research strategy. You know how Nike sports shoes brand. Nike uses customer feedback and athlete testing. See, sports people, athletes means physical fitness oriented people. Athletes testing and trend analysis to design innovative shoes, high performance shoes. Please note, it's a very specific exercise of noting clearly customer opinions. In the absence of customer feedback, you're gone. I repeatedly tell you that's the importance of customer tracking and knowing more and more about customer preference pattern. So that's why the Nike introduced self-lacing sneakers and eco-friendly designs based on customer demands. Customers will be asking this and that. We should know what type of customer preference patterns are, or what are the customer preference patterns. So that's what it means. So as a result, Nike even now maintains strong global presence as the first class brand, and it has already won and continuously winning customer loyalty. So the final thought before we enter into another session is consumer research is not just about gathering data, mind it, just collecting data here and there, and no through questionnaires or to interviews. We have already talked about it earlier, right? Through questionnaires, through interviews, to focus groups and all that. No, what to do about with this data, what you are going to do with this data, gathered data. It's about turning insights into action. That means, insight is what we try to know what the customers feel, how the customers are preferring our products, how the competitors are leading the markets. So these insights must be turned into actions. Actions means your market decision variables can be product, price, place, promotion variables to create better products, to enhance customer experiences, and drive business growth. That is very, very important. So this is what we mean by the market research based customer preference pattern analysis and all. Now we are entering into another area. Same continuous. This master class 8 is a continuation of class 7. Let's now try to understand market research. Is it visible? Is it visible, please? I've just changed the slides now.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
On YouTube also.
1 minute సార్ చెక్ చేస్తాను.
Yeah, please. Okay, it's visible.
యూట్యూబ్లో కూడా బాగానే ఉంది సార్.
Okay. Now, let's talk in terms of market research. Market research is a very systematic process of collecting, analyzing, and interpreting information. Please note this is a very, very systematic approach minded. So, businesses use market research to understand customer preferences, market trends, demand fluctuations, whatnot, lot of things, industry developments. So, by using different types of methodology, we have already talked about it in the earlier sessions that you can use surveys, you can use focus groups, you can go directly to physical study in the market or online analysis, right? Online analytics and other research methods that they use normally. To gather what? To gather a lot of insights, lot of valuable insights about customers, about competitors, about customers' buying habits, all everything. So this kind of data will help refine products, services, and marketing strategies. We have already said all these things important. Now we have already talked about why consumer behavior is important. Of course, it can be a repeat thing. Let's try to brush up quickly, and then we can go for other aspects of market research process and all. So, why is consumer behavior important? One is understand purchase decisions, identify trends and preferences, and to gain competitive advantage. We have mentioned n number of examples earlier also. Here is the case of a McDonald, and of course, all the material will be supplied to you. You can have a very clear look because I don't want to repeat again, so that you want to save time. So these things are very important to understand purchasing decisions. Number two, identify trends and preferences, how the consumers are moving, and to gain competitive edge because what the competitors are doing and what we are supposed to do and all these things are said to be very, very important. So let's look at now the market research approach. Here comes the important discussion on in this class 8. See, they conducted surveys and focus groups to understand Indian consumer, say, eating habits. When we talked about McDonald, I'll just give you this case. McDonald, let me give you a very clear explanation with regard to how McDonald go in for adaptation of the products with reference to markets. McDonald is a great example of a company that uses market research to understand consumer behavior and adapt its menu according because McDonald is a has a menu of eatables. What is the challenge they said? They found out as a global brand, McDonald faced difficulties in appealing to local tastes in different countries because McDonald is a multinational global brand and they're not in a position to attend to local tastes with their recipes. That's the problem. Different countries have different type of people preferring different tastes, isn't it? So the second is they conducted surveys and they discovered A large portion of Indian population is vegetarian due to cultural and religious beliefs. We have already talked about it earlier also. We are mostly vegetarian and vegan movement is there. So they found that the Indian consumer prefer spicier flavors compared to standard McDonald's menu. They want to have more spicy foods as such. Prefer spicier flavors. So then that actually captured attention of McDonald's marketing strategy experts, and they said they want to change the business strategy. McDonald introduced McAloo Tikki, a potato-based burger with Indian spices catering to vegetarian customers. See this market product specification exercise and product modification exercise McDonald has taken. Added more vegetarian options like McPaneer wrap, masala grill burgers, and all that. You know, burger. See, different tastes that they are trying to offer different tastes to the Indian consumer class because they found out that the people prefer these spicy foods. So they modified existing products to meet local taste preferences. See this. This is a very interesting case where we know that why companies cater to customer needs and how do they track customers' satisfaction process. See, there are a lot of products coming in, and markets are said to be very dynamic, and you may stand to gain or lose. We don't know. So, very often it's a continuous thing to go for market research, observe preference patterns, and then offer different products. So, they also offer different types of sauces and seasonings in their food products. Just now I told you results are interesting to note. Increased market share and customer engagement in India for McDonald's, mind it. First important result, observation. Second is they strengthen brand loyalty by showing cultural sensitivity. Note here, India is a museum of what you call different types of people. There are different types of cultures we have, diversified things. So McDonald's strengthened brand loyalty by showing cultural sensitivity by supplying different food stuff in different regions. It's something interesting, isn't it? So the Mac Aloo Tikki became so popular. It's olive based, meaning potato based. Became so popular that it was later introduced in other countries like UK and Singapore. See, this is something fascinating thing as a part of McDonald's global menu. They see they because it's a global brand, so they have to develop a global menu. It's an eatable, so it taste counts and color counts. Based on the cultural differences, also our tastes matter much for the customers. So these is an interesting case. So what are the learnings they have? This example, when we quote here, highlights how businesses leverage market research to understand regional consumer behavior. Though you're a global brand, how you are faring in UK, in Singapore, in India, in US, whatever. How? So you need to study. There is no other alternative. So by studying the preference pattern, consumers' preference patterns, they created customized products. Customization means what? You can't have a single product and offer to every type of customer. No. Customization means you need to understand the customer classes. Customer class A prefer this, customer class B prefer that. So when you have this kind of an understanding, how do you have this understanding? You can have this understanding only through research, right? So, and then you can customize the products based on regional consumer behavior study. So by recognizing cultural preferences, McDonald's successfully integrated itself into Indian fast food market. Fantastic brand now. proving that the customer insights can drive business growth. Again, I repeatedly telling you that customer insights, understanding customer insights can only drive business growth, and you can have your own preferred market standing in the eyes of the customers. Otherwise, very difficult. So now, connecting market research to consumer decision making, this is something important aspect. See, market research, yes, we understand market research plays a crucial role, but then understanding the inputs that you get, insights that you get, uh, must be very, very important for you, right? So how you guide consumer decision making, how these things guide in consumer decision making. You can offer new products, you can offer new prices, you can suggest new promotional strategies, you can also go in for new logistics arrangements and all, place utility. So this kind of data provides businesses with deep insights into what consumers need, how they behave, and what factors influence their purchasing choices. And based on that, you can take data driven strategic decisions minded. And it can be products, it can be pricing, it can be distribution, it can be anything for that matter. Now, of course, all these things are again repeated. How market research influences customer choices? Number one is you need to identify customer needs and wants, meaning that we need to study trends, you need to study demographics, you need to study social influences, you need to anticipate demand, all these things. Say, for example, uh, fitness brands like Peloton track consumer interest in home workouts and use this insight to develop connected fitness equipment with subscription based training programs. How you want to and make your fitness good enough. See, every example which I am suggesting here, I want you to capture very, very important point of understanding consumer first and the trends, consumer preference trends. Because you're not only a loan manufacturer or a service provider, there are other competitors. We need to study other competitors also. Then only we have an advantage. That's about the product. You can offer a product and price. You can go in for dynamic pricing models. Dynamic pricing models, yes, because the price research helps businesses to determine optimal price for their products. You just see what happens. Say, for example, airline ticket pricing. You know how the airlines have charged the prices for the consumers here going to Prayagraj for Mahakumbh Mela, different seasons, different timings, different prices, flexible. This is not fixed price. If you would like to fly to Varanasi now before Shivratri and during Shivratri, there is a peak rush, so they charge very high. So this is called airline ticket pricing, flexible. Dynamic pricing models, what we call it. So you need to study how the other comp and airlines are pricing the things, and what is the traffic and how people are looking at trial runs, like like increasing the prices and see how the tickets are being purchased. How this, say for example, they charge, say 100% refund is available, 80% refund is available if you book your tickets much in advance. This is what exactly the market intelligence. Say for example, Amazon constantly monitors competitors prices and adjusts its pricing dynamically, offer less when compared to because of the high volumes they're selling. This price dynamics works well for them. So Amazon constantly monitors competitors, and to remain competitive and attract more number of buyers, pricing strategy counts a lot. And of course, this product development, I need not have to tell you much about it again. Product development, you need to revise the product design and features must be made on a dynamic footing, and because market research ensures that the companies invest on product innovations, because customers will be wanting this, that, and all, and customers will be complaining about the products, use of the products and all. So the based on that, you need to revise, reposition the product, modified product as such. So for example, here Toyota's hybrid and electric vehicle development was driven by consumer demand for eco-friendly cars because of the carbon footprints, no petrol, no diesel, things like that, combustion and pollution and all that. That's a major issue. So people are interested in eco-friendly cars. So cars manufacturers are interested in that, and Toyota got the lead, and then they started looking at manufacturing eco-friendly cars, electric cars. So there need be an extensive research. See, you need to revise your manufacturing processes, right? So electric car engine is different from a car which is run on petrol and diesel. So this extensive research on environmental concerns made Toyota to lead in the electric vehicles market. And again, promotions. Yeah, absolutely. Because companies analyze consumer behavior, and consumers will have a lot of doubts in their minds regarding the products to purchase. Because you say, for example, if I ask you one simple question, which soap cake you buy, of course you may have your own preference pattern. But then when there are a lot of soaps here, one plus two plus three plus four plus like that, the number of toilet soaps are available in the market. Here comes the problem to educate the consumer about the product range. I mean, product ingredients and all that. So they design a target marketing campaigns like advertising. Advertising is nothing but a pre-sale effort. What is that? It's a pre-sale effort. Before the customer wants to walk into the retail outlet, it must be sold in the mind of the consumers. So that's what there are many number of companies use these advertising strategies as such. Again, I have an example with me. Apple's market research and iPhone development. It's a very beautiful case here. It's a real life example. I'm just quoting here again. Apple is a prime example of a company that leverages market research to shape consumer decision making. One, they use user experience research. That means they go for surveys, maybe focus groups, social media analytics. They try to understand, get how the user is using it, what are their doubts in their minds, and what are the user expectations, understanding user expectations. And that's interesting. And they study how consumers interact with their devices, how do they operate and all, what are the features they use most on mobile phone. For example, you have on mobile, most of you have smartphone phones, right? And there are a lot of features. How many of us really use all the features? How often they use the features? And what do they how do the customers experience when they are using different types of features? And what are the common pain points? See, I may have a problem with regard to some X feature or Y feature that is there in a phone. So I have a complaint on that. That feature is not working for me, for example, like that. So they study the customer complaints. These are called common pain points where the customers have some grievances on the product features. So you need to study that. Apple studies it. Then, second, having studied, they go for refining, designing features, new features. Example, iPhone users preferred longer battery life, leading Apple to develop an optimized battery performance. And fast changing capabilities in recently launched models. So that's interesting. Again, they have developed advanced camera technology into their iPhones, because AI powered image enhancements in the newer iPhones, which we do not have on Android phones as such. Because every feature of a smartphone must be used by the customers at the maximum satisfaction point. So any sort of customer frustration should be avoided. How can you know about customer frustration about a product feature? Yes, you have to understand clearly how the customer's pain points are. What are the customer's pain points? Pain points means complaints. So customer frustration with the home button led to the introduction of Face ID and full screen displays for seamless experience, because you have security features, right? And your screen get locked, and how to open it, the home button. So for that they have introduced, because of security purposes, they have introduced the Face ID. You know, open your phone only opens once you have your Face ID recognized, and that your mobile phone cannot be operated by anybody else because of the security reasons as such. So this is how the things are. Again, pricing strategy, same thing. Pricing and market positioning, like promotion and all. Uh, Apple segments its market research to identify different buyer personas. The different personas means different class of buyers use A product, B product, C product. Depends upon their ability to buy and all that. So tech enthusiasts, see, they have categorized the customer class into different types. One is tech enthusiasts, those people who are very well with cutting edge technology knowledge. So they are willing to pay a premium for extremely good features of advanced phones as such. Second type of customers are budget conscious users. These users are not just interested in all the features to use. They're not interested to use all the features. So Apple introduced iPhone SE models to attract this particular segment, budget conscious. They can get iPhone. Yes, they feel proud enough that they own an iPhone, but at the same time they are budget conscious. And see, this kind of research driven pricing strategy, you can't fix a price just like that. The pricing strategy must also be research driven. So to maximize revenue and to project your image of your iPhone as a luxury and brand image, very very important. And I don't have to tell you, marketing and consumer engagement is the order of the day. That means you have to engage the consumers and all that. And no, when you present a product, it must create impactful experience, right? Through advertisements and through launch of events. Continuously, they engage themselves with the customers. So their marketing campaigns always emphasize simplicity, innovation, exclusivity, appealing to aspirational buyers. So that's how it goes. So then, after buying the product, see this Apple's approach. In case of customer satisfaction is fine, but in case of any customer pain point, dissatisfaction, all these things come only when you purchase the product. This is what we call post purchase. See, all companies need to understand giving post purchase support also in order to enhance customer satisfaction. Again, here market research helps. See, Apple refine customer service strategies based on that. That's why they have the Apple Support app, Apple Care Plus, and In-Store Genius bars were introduced based on customer feedback, ensuring better post-purchase supports. Fantastic. See, I have my own doubts. I can't run to a retail outlet where I bought my phone. So you might need to give me a support. That's what it means. So this is what we refer to as marketing and consumer engagement exercises. Now, what are the key learnings here with reference to Apple case study? Apple's strategic use of market research enables it to continuously innovate and adapt to evolving consumer expectations, because the mobile market is highly flooded with different types of brands, right? Apple is a leading brand because it's being there in an iPhone category. By understanding consumer needs and pricing preferences, product expectations, and what are the service demands, and what are their pain points, after this kind of a study, Apple influences purchasing decisions and maintains brand loyalty. That is a beautiful success story of Apple as such. Now, with this, we enter into the market research process. Okay, fine. What we talked about is why we need to study consumer behavior, and then how important is that. And number two is how to study the consumer behavior patterns. That's through market research. Okay, we have talked about linking market consumer behavior with market research. If you can go and study in the market what are the consumer preferences and all pain points and all, then that can help you to fine tune your product price, place, and promotion strategies, product offerings. Right now, then how do you go in for market research? Here we need to delve into certain important steps in scientific research process. Let's examine steps in market research process. First one is what is that you want to study? Definition of a problem. Define the problem because a well defined problem is considered to be half solved. See, what is that you want to study? Identify the key consumer issues or business challenges you're facing. Unless you identify a particular problem or a set of problems, it is very difficult for you to go in for study. And you can't have, although all the inputs that you're going to, I mean, output that you're going to get out of a research will become useless because you need to understand what you're going to study and why you're going to study as such. For example, a company wants to know why its sales have dropped in a specific region. Mind it, please note. You're offering a nationwide product in the market. Then say in southern region or in some northern region, eastern region, whatever it is, there's a little drop in the sales. So that is the problem. See, your product is going well in XYZ regions, but it is not going well in A region. That is the definition of a problem. You could identify that. That is the definition, defining the problem, and then analyze and all that. Okay, next, what you how to study this? Why in a particular region or a specific region you're feeling? Now we would like to study. Okay, how do you proceed to go for study? Customer or market, competitors, anything for that matter. So you need to collect data. You have to go in for survey. There are two things again, primary research and secondary research. In the earlier session, also, we were talking about it. Primary research is going into the field and study through surveys or through opinion poll or through interviews or whatever. And the secondary research is you can evaluate or review industry reports already there by the governments or research organizations. You can go for competitor analysis also. So what happens here is you have to analyze customer feedback and online reviews, whatever may be the methodology that you're going to have. Either you can go for a primary research or you can go for a secondary research. Primary data collection is original, straight away going to the marketplace and study, field study. Secondary research, secondary study is, see, already the markets have been studied by many research organizations. So you want to know the trend and all that, you can go in for reviewing of a particular study report as such, research organization, or you can go in for research articles, right? Wherever some research might have went on and the data might have been documented. So that all the things can be taken in. So the collection of data. Okay, you have collected data, fine. Then what? You have analyzed that particular data, identify patterns, trends. Why? Why we need to do? You have to take an actionable insight. You want to have an actionable insight. For example, people in a southern region of males and females, for example, and males are not buying the product as that of female category. I mean, reasons may be very many. Or age group, for example, youngsters are not buying this product, and why youngsters are not buying this particular product. So, like that, there are a number of issues. I'm just dropping one or two examples just for your understanding. So, after collection of data, you need to identify the patterns, identify the trends. For example, the trend line will be like this: it can go here and fall and go fall, and the during the times of competitors entry, the sales of your product might be dipping down. So the all these thing data will be available with you, and you need to analyze it. Say for example, a restaurant notices the customers prefer online orders over dine-in, and that prompted digital marketing push. So that's how, I have already given you in the earlier sessions also. If time permits, a little later we'll be talking in terms of Swiggy's case study or even Zomato's case study. Restaurant Restaurants notice here after the study, restaurant notices that the customers prefer online orders. Nobody is interested to come because of traffic bottlenecks and all that morning. We want to have a breakfast item or whatever. Even for lunches also, we can order it, and within minutes you can have it. And the brands now, success story of Swiggy, Zomato, right? Food suppliers. They link up with the restaurants and other kitchens now. Everything now is a cloud-based kitchens today. See, the markets are, of course, when we take up for discussion, I can bring you some important highlights of that particular market scenarios and all. We'll postpone this to another day discussion. And fourth one is make informed decisions. The next step would be, yes, you're informed about market oscillations and customer preferences this way, that way, and all. It can be price, it can be product, or it can be even distribution network, or it can be market campaign, whatever it may be. You can, after studying that, you need to adjust your markets, make very, very informed decisions as such. And then, of course, after taking a decision, you implement it. You implement at the same time, monitor whether it is going good or not. For example, a clothing brand shifts its focus to sustainable fashion after customer demand. Trends indicate high interest of the sustainable fashion. So they go in for ethical marketing approaches and ethical production and ethical marketing, and they design a clothing brand and deliver it. And they, after implementation, what we have said is you have to again go into the market and take customer feedback through whatever way that is possible for you, and through analytical tools you analyze again whether we are right or wrong in our approach. Because after all this, you take an informed decision and implement your decision, right? Say, for example, a beverage company introduces a new flavor. Fine. Because we have studied the market and customers wanted new flavors, something like that, routine flavors, they are not interested. So you have introduced. Okay, then after that, what? So after introducing a new flavor, and this beverage company monitors and examines whether you have made a significant market decision on changing a new flavor, changing it to a new flavor. Yes. So they can be through social media, anything for that matter, to gauge the success story, whether the success is there or not for that. So if you just consider an example here again, before I just close this session, almost is 10:52. Say Netflix market research strategy. Again, I give you this. Netflix OTT platform, this thing uses a vast amount of user data. How do they do it? They do study on watch history, search behavior, and their ratings. See how they entire market is flooded with different types of products and services today. So every company struggles in order to stay straight in the market, stay focused in the market, stay ahead in the competition. So, after complete study of the watch history, search behavior, and how do they rate when compared to that of other things. For example, you have Amazon, you have Netflix, and all the different OTT platforms are there, right? Aha Television, you have in Telugu movies, and so how do they rate? How do the customers experience of viewing movies or shows in these kind of OTT platforms? So they now they recommend personalized content because they know watch history. They studied search behavior of people. They track, and then based on that they decide. They decide which shows and movies to invest in and buy from the producers and flash in their OTT platforms, and broadcast in the telecast in the OTT platforms. So they optimize marketing campaigns like that. See, this is what it means, and when you consider the importance of this. So here I just stop, and anything else you want me to? Sorry. Now it is time for you to. It's time for friends to interact, please.
Good morning, sir. Yeah.
Good morning, Pendra.
I'm little bit delayed, sir. So
No
I,
problem. No problem.
okay. I think you are taking examples more from entertainment industry, and the students are also.
Because a lot of research goes on, and no, because they are on OTT platforms, and study is very easy for them.
Sir, okay. So there we are. Yes. Okay. So I will go through the video and then I can raise any queries, sir, any doubts. Sir. I've not seen, and I just went outside and just I came. Okay.
No problem. No problem. Okay. Okay then.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you.